Bismillah. There are a few essential components of dua. To make an effective dua, follow these practices, and inshallah you will have a higher chance of your dua being accepted. Number one, be humble before Allah. When you are asking Allah, ask Him from a place where you are showing your neediness. Verbalize this neediness, as was done by the Prophet Zakaria alayhi salam, that in Surah Maryam he expresses to Allah very specifically that when he's making dua for a child, that, oh my Lord, I am in need of an heir. That when Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam is making dua to Allah, he tells him, Ya Allah, Rabbi inni lima anzalta alayya min khairin faqir. I am in much need of any good that you may send me. Expressing your need before Allah and verbalizing it, and expressing your humility before Him in a state of brokenness where you realize that all you have is God and He's the only one that can help, is an essential ingredient of dua. Number two, when you are making dua, make sure that you do so in a way where you are hoping in the mercy of Allah and really hoping with an understanding that He will answer your dua. Have a good opinion of your Lord and realize that He can give you whatever it is that you are asking for. Nothing is too big for Allah to give, and nothing is too subtle or too small for Allah to give. Sometimes we are going through something in our life and we think, oh, nah, there's no way I could get this thing if I make dua for it. And then other times we're like, oh, this is such a small thing, why would I make dua for it? No. Big things and small things, have hope in Allah's mercy, and inshallah your dua is going to be answered. Number three, make dua with consistency. You can't just make dua one time and say, oh, I made dua during this one special time, and thus it should be answered. And if it's not answered, oh, that means that God's not listening to me, or whatever, that in things that shaitan puts in our head. No, you have to make dua with consistency. We see in the du'as of the prophets that they make them regularly, even though they are the closest people to Allah. They continue to express their neediness before Him, and they continue to ask Him. So you have to ask Allah, make dua after all of your prayers. Make dua regularly throughout the week for whatever it is that you are hoping for. It is not something that you can just do one time or a few times and expect an answer. Do so consistently with neediness, hoping in your Lord. And then lastly, you have to make sure that the other actions in your life, you are rectifying your life and you are trying to do righteous actions in your life. On one hand, we can't be making dua and asking Allah for something and then we're literally going and we're looking at things that are haram, sinning, doing all sorts of things Allah would be that displeased with. This is not appropriate for dua. No, you and I need to, of course, nobody's perfect, but we need to be making intentions that we are going to change ourselves. And Allah says in the Quran that He does not change the condition of the people until they change what's in themselves. So if you want your dua to be answered, seek your forgiveness of your Lord, and that will be a means of attracting goodness to you, inshallah. So do these things, and hopefully you will have a chance for a more accepted dua, bi-idhnillah.